Hello everybody. If you want to read all the stories in full, please go to www.steveuk.blog. Thank you. Short story 580, The Morning Bench, Intermediate. Arthur checked his watch. It was 10 minutes past 9. Eleanor was usually on time. A tiny frown appeared on his face as he looked out across the shimmering bay. The morning sun was warm on his back, and the air smelled of salt and a little bit of coffee from the nearby kiosk. He sat on their favorite bench, the one with the carved initials, A+E. It was a silly thing they'd done 50 years ago, a few months after they were married, but he still smiled every time he saw it. He remembered that day clearly. They'd been young and full of plans. He'd wanted to be a carpenter, she a librarian. Their dreams were simple, but they'd built a good life together, one day at a time. It hadn't always been easy. There were arguments, sad moments, and times when money was tight. But they'd always had this bench, this place to come and watch the world go by, to talk, to be quiet, to hold hands. It was the place where they had decided to buy their first little house, and where they had decided to have children. It was where they'd sat, tearful, after their son had left for university. The bench held their history. He adjusted his position, feeling the familiar creak of the old wood. Where was she? He was just about to stand up and walk back to the house when he saw her. She was walking quickly along the path, her silver hair catching the light. She was holding a paper bag and had a huge, apologetic smile on her face. "I'm so sorry, Arthur," she said, her voice a little breathless as she reached him. "I lost track of time." "It's all right," he said, his frown completely gone now. He patted the space next to him and she sat down. "I had to go to the new bakery," she explained, holding up the paper bag. "I heard they make the best shortbread in town, and I know how much you love it." Arthur's heart swelled with a feeling so strong it almost hurt. It wasn't the biscuits. It was the thought. The way she still, after all this time, noticed his little preferences. The way she would go to a new shop just to find a treat for him. He took her hand, his wrinkled fingers intertwining with hers. "You didn't have to do that, my love," he said softly. "Of course I did," she replied, squeezing his hand. "Some things are worth being late for." They sat there together, sharing the shortbread and the morning sun, watching the waves roll in. The bench felt warmer than ever, and their love, built over a lifetime of small moments like these, felt just as strong as it had the day they carved their names into the wood. Vocabulary. Notes. Shimmering. Meaning, to shine with a soft, flickering light. It often describes the way light reflects off water or heat rises from a road on a hot day. Example, he looked out across the shimmering bay. Similar words, glistening, sparkling, glinting. Kiosk. Meaning, a small, open-fronted booth or cubicle where newspapers, refreshments, tickets, or similar items are sold. Example. A little bit of coffee from the nearby kiosk. Similar words, stand, stall, booth. Tight. Meaning, in the context of the story, money was tight, is an idiom that means there was not much money available, finances were limited. Example, there were arguments, sad moments, and times when money was tight. Similar words, scarce, limited, restricted. Swelled, with a feeling. Meaning, this phrase means that a strong emotion, like love, pride, or gratitude, grew and filled a person's heart. Example, Arthur's heart swelled with a feeling so strong it almost hurt. Similar words, surged, overflowed. Intertwining. Meaning, to twist or weave things together so they are closely linked. Example, he took her hand, his wrinkled fingers intertwining with hers. Similar words, entwining, lacing, twisting together. Lifetime. Meaning, the duration of a person's life. It can also refer to a very long time. Example. Built over a lifetime of small moments like these. Similar words, a whole life, a long time, a generation. Story written by Gemini Pro AI. Image created by Imadio AI. To read all the stories in full, please go to www.steveuk.blog. Thank you.
Okay, let's unpack this. Today, we're diving into a really beautiful short story. It's called The Morning Bench, Intermediate. And it seems simple, but, well, it's packed with some pretty profound insights, actually.
It really is. And our mission today, I think, is to explore how this single object, just a park bench, how it can sort of become this vessel for a whole lifetime.
Yeah, like shared history, connection, love, all wrapped up in one bench.
Exactly. What's fascinating here is how this story just distills so much human experience, into this brief moment.
It really does. So the story kicks off with Arthur. He's waiting, checks his watch. It's 9:10.
Eleanor's late.
She is. And he's on their favorite bench. You get this great sense of place, the warm sun, the smell of salt from the sea, coffee from the kiosk nearby.
Yeah, you can almost feel it. And the bench itself, that familiar creak of the wood.
And the initials, A+E. He remembers carving them 50 years ago, calls it a silly thing. But it still makes him smile.
50 years. And that bench, it's not just wood and bolts, is it? It's like a silent witness.
Totally. It's like a chronicle of their relationship. This is where they decided, okay, let's buy that first little house.
Where they talked about having children.
And where they sat, probably crying, after their son left for university.
Yeah. And even when things were tough, like money was tight, the story says.
They always had the bench, this constant place. It's amazing how one spot can hold so much, like a whole lifetime of memories.
It truly is. It makes you think, doesn't it? About those places in our own lives.
Definitely. So just as Arthur's thinking about maybe getting up, he sees her.
Eleanor, a bit breathless, hurrying, carrying a paper bag.
Right. And she apologizes, sorry, I lost track of time.
But the reason she's late, that's the heart of it, I think.
Really is. She says she went to this new bakery. Why?
To get the best shortbread in town. Because she knows how much you love it.
Oh, that part, it hits you, right?
It does, that small detail.
And the story describes Arthur's reaction so well. His heart swelled, it says, almost painfully strong.
Yeah. And it clarifies it wasn't really about the shortbread itself.
No, not at all. It was the thought. The fact that after 50 years, she still notices, she remembers his little preferences.
That she'd go out of her way for this small thing. It speaks volumes.
It really does. And then there's that simple gesture, his wrinkled fingers intertwining with hers. It's quiet, but so powerful. Real connection.
It's beautiful. And if we kind of zoom out, look at the bigger picture, this story really highlights something important, I think, enduring love. It's maybe not about the huge, flashy gestures we sometimes see romanticized.
Right. Less fireworks, more consistent warmth.
Exactly. It's the buildup, the accumulated weight, of countless small moments, thoughtfulness, just being present together.
Like knowing someone loves shortbread from a particular bakery.
Precisely. Those consistent, quiet acts. Remembering the small stuff, being there on the bench. That's what builds a strong bond over decades. It's recognizing those little preferences day in, day out.
So thinking about this, what does it all mean for you, listening? Well, this deep dive, it really reminds us about the impact of these shared spaces, like Arthur and Eleanor's bench, but also the quiet power in just remembering, valuing the little preferences of people we care about.
It does make you wonder, doesn't it? It raises this question. What seemingly ordinary thing or place in your life holds a kind of lifetime of shared memories?
That's a great question.
And maybe what small, thoughtful gestures are you giving or maybe receiving that are building the real story of your own important relationships? Something to think about.